professionalism you'll see from the leadership team and really give you a sense of how hard we're working to keep you safe. There was no part of me that thought this person was actually going to come to.
Oh, he showed.
He shows up. All right. The guy shows up for the meeting.
Wow.
He sits there. This meeting is over 3 hours long. So we started 8:30. We didn't get done close to noon. We're on it for several hours going over what's happening in Norristown. So he sits there the whole time. I'm feeling proud of my team, right? I'm thinking, man, this guy's got to be impressed with what's happening here. It's a pretty good show. After the meeting's over, I go over and talk to this man, and he is not the least bit impressed with what he saw, right? Which might be a surprising ending, but wasn't the least bit impressed. Had a conversation with him, couldn't change his mind. He walked away still unhappy with the police. The moral of that whole story for me is you've got to be willing to just go back at it, right? Things don't, as optimistic as I am, and I did believe I was going to be able to turn his mind around to change his opinion about the police. It didn't work out. He walks away. I'm sure he's still unhappy with me to this day. I'll go back at him. I'll try again. We're going to continue to try to turn this person into a fan because that's what I get paid to do.
But see, my answer to that guy is, your happiness is not my job. Your safety is. Enjoy a safe day.
You know what? And you're so right. Sometimes the victory isn't even recognized in the moment, right? It's sort of like how we all figure out how smart our parents are when we become parents.
Yeah.
Right? That I see that it's a very similar scenario where he doesn't, in my humble opinion, he doesn't necessarily recognize that we are bringing the safety that he's looking for, and he's sort of looking in the wrong place for a solution to something that there really isn't any solution to.
Right. You give him the safety and support the freedoms for him to begin the pursuit of happiness.
So true,
the
right? Dude,
it's not
you
on
are
you.
Sitting on the computer complaining about me.
Right.
It seems like you have a degree of safety and prosperity that allows you to do that. So, good on you.
Yeah, and it's very often when you're talking about people that disgruntled, and I stay off of those sites because when somebody pokes me, I can't always not poke back. And you can't win in those things on social media.
Right.
But people will take screenshots and send them to me as if to agitate me.
Yes.
As I avoid them. But part of my job, I tell people, is I am the vice principal of Search and Rescue High School 50% of the time. And I feel like I'm dealing with nonsense that I just want to take my hat off and slap him like the skipper would slap Gilligan.
I love that visual right there.
Yeah, and you probably get that sometimes when you just want to go down the line and just.
Yeah. I think it's you've got to develop your patience. This is a world in which you've got to develop the thick skin. You got to develop your patience. You have to recognize you're not going to please everybody, and you sort of have to take this attitude of, okay, I'll try tomorrow. Right, you're not happy today, I'm going to try tomorrow, and I'll try the day after that, and I'm going to try until I give up.
And that's something that people don't tell you anywhere in any training. I think that you need to have near unlimited patience.
Yes.
Not unlimited, because there is no such thing, but near unlimited patience.
Unlimited. Beautiful.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Because you use it all the time, and it's because you're so accessible, and it's all about community policing, and it's like sometimes I feel with missing persons that you find people. We have people that are not so much as in your business, but we have people that are frequent flyers that you see a couple of times. And see, I couldn't do what you do because I get real insensitive after the first round of nonsense. Yeah. And I remember there was a case a couple of years ago on Thanksgiving, we went over to Jersey, and I hate going over to Jersey anyway. I'm from Jersey originally, and I rail on Jersey all the time. The best money you can spend is paying to get back in Pennsylvania. And we had somebody that was missing legitimately, but it was a Thanksgiving Eve drinking party in the woods. Found them and brought him back. And of course, he had no clothes on because I don't know where the clothes are. They're all somewhere in the woods. Had no clothes. He was holding a can of Bud. You know, there's like a machine out there. Got put in the back of the police car, and they had the window cracked, which seemed like a reasonable amount. And off in the distance, I see him shimmying out the window. I mean, just like a rat.
Yeah.
And I said, he's gone. He took off. He said, you guys go after. I said, one and done. I said, the woods are calling to him.
He's on his own.
He's on his own. He'll be fine out there. He's better off out there than he is here.
Yes.
He can go find his clothes.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. No, and that is a huge challenge in our world, that people will test your patience. Sometimes you do feel like you just don't have any more left to give. And I think when that thought occurs to you, you've got to sort of take a step back, take a deep breath, and go after it again. Here's how I feel about policing. Very often in policing, the people who need us the most want us the least. If you really need help, you don't ask for help because you don't even know it. Right?
Right.
The people who really need, like, it's like being confused. If you're truly confused, you don't know it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're really confused, you have no idea that that's the case. The people who need the police the most very often don't want us at all. And we have to sort of cultivate a compassionate, I don't care if you want me there or not. It's the best thing for you. Right. My kids don't want me to tell them to come in, at 10 o'clock either. They want to go out and do whatever they want to do, but I need them to do the things I say because it's what's best for them, whether or not they like it.
That's very true. And there's not many professions where you deal so often with people that hurt themselves through neglect or other things, and you see multiple times throughout their lifespan.
Yes.
And it's just, I can't imagine doing that over generations in a family, or just, and I know that from growing up, there was families that had more interactions with the police. It was almost a family way, you know, and it's gotta be tough to deal with that in your job and deal with the people that, there's some people that are completely innocent. Some people bring harm to themselves, but either way, they all come under your protection.
That's right.
Even if it's from themselves.
Absolutely. How many people are victims of their own behavior?
Most.
Right.
Most.
That's just a fact of life. And I think that you can't make value judgments about people and decide, I'm going to help you and I'm not going to help you. You help everybody. And sometimes, don't get me wrong. Sometimes helping somebody means I'm going to lock you up. Sometimes helping somebody means you need to go away for a long time, and there's no compromise on that. So I think the word help is one that is both help for the individual and help for the community. Although I'm a big believer that the police have spent way too many years thinking we can arrest our way out of community problems. The flip side of that is there's still plenty of people out there that need to be locked up. So doing the right thing means that you have to be very thoughtful about your job and thoughtful about the impact of what you bring to the community as a police officer.
Well, I think one thing that the police have had happen to them that is unfair in some ways, but their fault in some ways, is that anybody who is passionate about a job and diligent about it, you become a steward or a paladin of the community, and you expand. We tend to expand the job out, and we grow it a little more. And in a leadership role, you may grow the chief's role. I'm going to go and do community events and everything. But then it gets this big, and you get older, and it's bigger. You made that load bigger, and it's older. And now other people aren't as eager for the job because it's a lot of work. And you're getting older, and it's tougher to do, and you resent it a little bit. And I think that in a way, we've created a monster in that police were taking on so many and had so many things thrown on them. There's your social worker, your guidance counselor, all these different things that have been absorbed into that one role.
That is just a brilliant description of what has happened to policing. It is a brilliant description. So we've gone from we are just about enforcing laws to now we deal with a full range of social ills.
I mean, you've become therapists because you see same people, same problems so much. And
absolutely right.
It's like we need to get those other social services back up, working at full speed so that you can go back to community protection, law enforcement, and public safety.
Right. That is so true. I think, another, you asked, what would I want the public to know? One thing I think it's important to recognize is the police only deal with the hard problems. If it comes to our attention, most of the time, it means, like you're alluding to, a lot of other systems have already failed. So we're getting things that are a result of other systems in our society failing. The schools, mental health, physical health, right? All these other systems that are in place, systems for the homeless and the hungry and what have you. A lot of these problems have fallen through all those safety nets, and now they're in our hands. They're no longer anywhere close to being easy to fix.
Yeah, it's other social services that have been, because budget cuts or staffing or whatever.
Yes.
I see the direct cause and effect is with homelessness.
Yes.
Shelter closes down, people don't have a place to go. Yeah. They'll commit petty crimes to survive.
Right.
And I don't mean stealing something. I mean getting in an unlocked vehicle to stay warm and survive. Who wouldn't do that? You had to.
So true.
So then if we arrest them for that, then we have to pay money to put them through the court system, which I'm not saying they should be allowed to do that, but there needs to be, the social service needs to step in so that they don't become they don't become a burden. They don't become a criminal because they commit what I'll call a survival crime.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree with you.
But I thank you again for coming, and I know you got to get over to your event.
National Night Out.
And we will be there next year, definitely.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been great meeting you finally.
Thank you.
Okay, Russell, hit the button.
Dude,